Good evening, and I welcome you, students. Last time we have discussed the topic of work energy, and we have told you two important conditions for the work to be done in science. What are the two important conditions, students, for the work to be done?
Sir, there should be a force which acts on a body and there should be displacement of the body.
Yes, so if no force is there, work zero. If no displacement is there, zero. If you push a wall is not moving. Has the work been done?
No, sir.
Moon is orbiting around the earth. Is it doing any work?
No, sir.
Why? It is moving.
Sir, because here the displacement there will be no displacement.
There will be no displacement. When the objects are moving in a circle, they will come back at the same position. At the same time, you have seen this. The moon orbits around the earth due to a force which is called centripetal force. And if we see the centripetal force toward the center, and we find, you see, the displacement and the centripetal force, they are at making a 90-degree angle tangent to each other. The result of that is F into S into cos 90, which is 0. Therefore, there is no work done in such cases. We gave you so many examples, and then we told you what is energy, students. That work and energy are related with each other. What is energy, students?
Sir, energy is the capacity of objects to do work.
So they work and energy are very close friends, are closely related with each other, so close that when work will be done on a system, there will be change in energy, or energy has to be given in order to do work. Without applying, without giving energy, work cannot be done. Or if work is done, it can be stored in a body in the form of energy. Therefore, it is not necessary that if you have energy, you will do work. You may not do work, you may do work if you have energy. And you have seen the work done is related with the change in what energy? We have derived a formula, very important formula. When we discussed energy, student, we discussed kinetic energy. We discussed last time kinetic energy. Can you tell me, students? The question is on the screen. Top question: what is kinetic energy, student, of an object?
Sir, kinetic energy of an object. So it is the energy that object has because of its motion.
So if there is any mass, any object, when it starts moving, then what happens? The object has a velocity v. Then the object is said to possess kinetic energy. That means energy due to motion. So energy due to motion of an object is called the
Kinetic energy.
kinetic energy. We derived a formula also for the kinetic energy. What was the formula for the kinetic energy, students?
Half mv square.
Half into mv square. So m is the mass of the object, and what is v? The velocity of the object. So velocity of the object and mass of the object. Therefore, students, what will be the SI units? What are the SI units of energy?
Joule.
Joule. The joule was given in the honor of a scientist, Joule. You know, he has done so much work in physics, Joule's law. Therefore, the kinetic energy is important, because if the mass of the body is increased, what will happen? The kinetic energy will increase. If the velocity is increased, again, square of the kinetic energy, square of the velocity. So bullet which is fired will has a small mass but high velocity. So the energy is very high, kinetic energy is very high. All right. Question number 2, he says, write an expression for the kinetic energy of the object. We have already written that answer. What is the formula of the kinetic energy?
Half mv square.
Half mv square. Mass of the object and velocity square. So we can, if we have numericals or questions, we can solve them if we know the mass of the object and velocity of the object, student. Therefore, if an object is moving, in other words, I'm saying an object is moving. If an object is moving, it has energy. The object has energy, which we are saying kinetic energy, and therefore it can do work. A moving object can do work because it has energy. Okay? And if the object moves faster, then it can do more work. It can do more work. And if object moves slower, what will happen? It will do less work. It will do less work. So blowing a wind, moving bullet, rotating a wheel, all this, what happens? They have a lot of energy and they can do a lot of work. And you are aware of how the wind energy is used. Wind energy. What happens in wind energy, students? Windmills. You have seen the windmills, how the air moves the windmills. As they start rotating with very high velocity, they can do work. So object in motion possess energy. And when they possess energy, that energy is called kinetic energy. And this can do work. So a speeding car, a rolling stone, flying aircraft, all these possess kinetic energy. So kinetic energy also depends on the speed. Faster the speed, more the kinetic energy by this formula. So we said the kinetic energy is given by this expression, directly proportional to mass and also directly proportional to the square of the velocity. Square of the velocity. So what will happen, student, if an object is moving with some initial velocity, if I change the velocity, what happens? Then kinetic energy changes.
Yes, sir.
Kinetic energy will change. So for this, work will have to be done. Work will have to be done. So that means the work done will be equal to change in kinetic energy. Important. We already know about it. Another question is coming on the screen, students. What he says, student? Kinetic energy of an object mass m moving with velocity is 25 joules. What will be its kinetic energy when its velocity is doubled? What will be its kinetic energy when its velocity is increased 3 times? Velocity is increased 3 times, students. Find the value. Oh. So the mass of the object, kinetic energy of an object of mass m kilograms, moving with a velocity of 5 meters per second. The kinetic energy is given how much? Half mv square is equal to how much? 25 joules. What will be the kinetic energy? This, let me say it is kinetic energy 1. What will be the kinetic energy when its velocity case 2? When velocity is doubled, what will happen? Velocity is doubled. This is V square. The kinetic energy 2 will be how much? 1 by 2 m. Instead of V, you have 2V the square. How much it will be? 4 into half mv square. So what is this? Half mv square is how much? 24 joule. What is the answer coming?
100 joules.
100. What will be its kinetic energy when velocity is increased 3 times? Case 1, case 2, case 3. Velocity is increased 3 times, then what will happen? What will be the answer?
225 joules.
3v the square, 9 into half mv square, 9 into 25 joule. How much it is?
225 joules.
225 joules. Therefore, we can solve such question, which are usually asked to the students, because all we want to say kinetic energy is directly proportional to the mass and directly proportional to square of the velocity, square of the velocity.
Sir, in this question, can't we find first mass and then we can
You can do any way you want, no problem. Maths does not stop you to do and follow any method. Whatever method is easy, convenient, you do it. There are so many, more than one method possible. The answer is yes. No problem. You can do it. Answer will always be the same. Okay, students. So what we are discussing are now energies. Work SI unit joules, energy SI unit joule. And I am sitting on the chair, I have energy. I have the capacity to do the work. I am not doing any work if I am not moving. But if I start moving, I will be able to do the work. And we said that the work done is equal to change in kinetic energy. There will be change in kinetic energy. Now there is another type of energy which we experience. And that is called the potential energy. What do you mean by potential energy, student? Work is done on a system, the energy is stored in the system. We do some work and it gets stored in the system. And then it has energy, which we say potential energy. And this can do work. And here, what we are saying, potential energy is the energy possessed by an object by virtue of its position or configuration. There is a change in position or configuration of the object. And then what is happening? We say the object has got potential energy. Now let us perform some activities to give examples of this. What is this activity? Activity, let me say activity 1, student. You have seen a rubber band? Rubber
Yes,
band.
sir.
So student, this is a rubber band. What is the property of the rubber band? It is elastic. Elastic means it can be stretched, student. Elastic. What is an elastic thing? I can stretch it. Hold at one hand and pull the other. The band stretches. This is elastic. The band stretches, student. What I have done? I have done some work on the rubber band. Work has been done.
Yes,
When
sir.
work has been done, what has happened? There will be energy, which will be, the work is converted into energy. There is energy stored in this object now. So what we did, this is rubber band, we stretched it, student. This is stretched form of this. Don't stretch so much that it breaks down. Now what has happened? This has become elongated. So we have done work on it. What you have done, student? Work on it. Work done. And that has been stored in the form of energy. How do you know that? As soon as you release it, what happens? It goes back to the original position. So the band will tend to regain its original length. So when we stretched it, it acquired energy. How did it acquire energy? Because the work was done on this rubber band. And that energy which is stored, what is this energy, student? This is due to by virtue of position or configuration. It has changed its configuration. And such type of energies are known as
Potential energy.
Potential energy. So we have changed the configuration, we have changed the position of the object, and the energy becomes stored because work has been done in the form of potential energy. These are one of the examples of that we talked, students. So this is the first example I gave you. Let us see some more examples of this, student. What I am saying, student, potential energy, the energy that is stored in an object due to its position relative to some zero position. And whatever initial position is, I call that as zero position. I am saying zero position. What is zero position, student? Let me say this is my ground, earth. I consider this is my zero position, student, zero position. Object is here. Now what I do, I lift this object, student. This object is lifted from here to a height, student. What will happen when I lift the object relative to this zero position, height h? What is the result of this now, student? Object possesses what we call as gravitational potential energy. At point B, student, the object is at height h. Object is at height h from the ground. From ground, which I am saying zero position. Therefore, the object has acquired what we say gravitational potential energy. Object has got gravitational potential energy. It is with respect to the position ground. This is my activity number 2, student. What I'm saying, lift an object through a certain height. The object can now do work. This object has got energy. What energy this object has got, student? What is the energy of this object at height h? Gravitational potential energy. So this object can now do work. How do you know do work? If it falls on the ground, what it will happen? It will be able to do a work. If there is a sand or something, if it falls on that, what will happen? It can dig. If I take it to more height, what will happen? Then it can do more work. So this has possessed energy. This energy can do work now. Higher the height, more work the object can do. Higher the height,
Sir, you are muted. Sir, you are muted.
now am I audible, students? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, some network issue came. Okay, now what we are trying to say, student, as the height increases, more and more energy is stored in the object in the form of potential energy, students. And now as possessed potential energy, the object can do the work. You already know where such energies are being used. We will give you examples of that. So earlier I talked of kinetic energy. Now I'm talking of gravitational potential energy. So this energy comes because work has to be done when you lift an object from 0 to a higher height. All right, students, what we are trying to say, in the above situation, the energy gets stored due to work done on the object. So work is done on the object. What we did? Work on the object. And this stores energy in the object. That is what we say, potential energy. Potential energy, students. So the transfer energy, when you stretch a rubber band, the energy transferred to the band is its potential energy. You do work while winding. You have seen toy cars. You have seen toy cars.
Yes, sir.
What is, there are keys. You know what you do? You wind up the key. How many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The more you wind up, what happens? As soon as you release it, it will start moving. You have seen? So when
Yes,
you winding up, what you are doing, student, you are doing work, and that is converted into potential energy, which is stored inside the toy car. So that potential energy is possessed by virtue of position. So it tries to rewind, and what happens? Then it starts running. That what happens? The potential energy gets converted into kinetic energy, and the toy car starts running. So all these examples, the winding of the key of the toy car, energy is transferred to the spring. There is a spring. What is there? Spring, student. And the spring, as it coils, the spring coils, student, what happens? There is a stored inside it, stored, what we say, potential energy. And when potential energy is there, this is by virtue of its configuration. What we say, virtue of position or configuration. And now this energy can do the work. Yes or no? Any energy can do the
yes,
work.
sir.
Okay. Very good examples. Another activity is coming, student. What we are doing, take a bamboo stick and make a bow as shown in figure. This is figure 11.6. What we have, student, you have seen this type of arrow.
Yes, sir.
Hunters, what they used. And our stories of Ramayana. What do you see? The god Rama using these bows and arrows. How they work, students? How they place an arrow made up of a light stick on it with one end supported by. Now stretch the string and release the arrow. What happens? You are stretching. When you will stretch, what happens, students? This you are stretching, student. When you stretch it, student, what will happen? You are changing the configuration. You are changing
Yes,
the
sir.
position. Now the string is stretched. String is stretched, students. So there is a change in configuration, what we call a change in configuration. And as a result of this, what will happen? There will be a storage of energy, will be stored. Potential energy is stored in the bow due to change of shape. And when you release it, what happens? Then this bow, what happens to the arrow?
It moves forward.
This arrow moves with a kinetic energy. with a kinetic energy, students. What was the energy coming from? Potential energy got converted into kinetic energy and it just starts moving. So this goes and moves. This is an example which you have used it and children are playing with it also. The Ramayana, the Ramlilas, you have seen all this. Okay. Another interesting thing, we told you potential energy of an object at a height, student. Here is an object. This is my ground. This is an object, student. And you are lifting this to a height h. So when you go, what is the displacement then from the ground? Displacement of the object is height h. Height h from the ground. And what is the, if m is the mass of the object, if m is the mass of this object, student, then what is happening as you are lifting it? If g is the acceleration due to gravity, you know what is the force which is acting due to gravity? F is equal to m into g, students.
Yes, sir.
F is equal to m into g. Now this weight is acting downwards. You already know that gravity is pulling the object towards itself, towards the center of the earth. And displacement here, h is the displacement. Then what is the work done here, student? Force into displacement. How much will be that? Force is mg into h. So mgh, this is what we call as potential energy. This work is done, student, when I lift the objects from ground to height h. This gets stored in the form of what? Potential energy. It will get stored in the form of a potential energy whenever an object is lifted to height, which is given by mgh. Now this object can do a work because it is at a height. You know, if you stand and it falls on your head, you know what will happen. So any object at a height has acquired potential energy by virtue of its position, and it has the now capacity to do the work. This is important. Another important thing to be noted, student. Question has been asked on this. What I'm talking, gravitational potential energy is very important. The change in gravitational potential of a body between two given points depends only on the position of the given points and is independent of the path followed due to the fact that gravitational force is conservative and work done by a conservative force depends only on the initial and final points of the gravitational potential energy, students, very important. Gravitational potential energy is path independent. I'm using a word, it does not depend on the path, independent. That means it does not depend on the path. It only depends on, important, it only depends on initial and final state. It only depends on initial and final states, student. That means h, height only. Here the object is lifted from path A. This is the path A, student. Object lifted straight from A to B to height. Here object is lifted, this is a path 2. In this, I say this is my path 2, student. This is my path 1. Here the object first went like this, then this, then this, then this. But in both the cases, the height is the same. Height is still the same, students. If the height is the same, what will happen? Initial and final states same height, the potential energy will be same in path 1. Potential energy for path 1 is equal to potential energy for path 2. Clear? There is no change in potential energy. You could have taken any path. You could have done like this. Okay? So long as students, you have taken different paths, but the height is the same. What will happen? H is the same. The potential energy only depends on initial and final states A and B. So long as the two are same, what will happen? Potential energy will not change. This is an important question. So conservative forces, what we find, they are path independent. Potential energy does not depend on the path. It only depends on the initial and final states. It only depends on the initial and final states. Here is a question coming, students. Question is on the screen. What is saying? Find the energy possessed by an object of mass 10 kg when it is at a height of 6 meters from the ground, given g is equal to 9.8. You have 2 minutes to answer the question, students. But we are talking now potential energy, students. Potential energy. Okay. All we are able to do a lot of questions, and it helps us. Find the energy possessed by an object mass 10 kg when it is at a height of 6 meters above the ground. Okay, I will take and sip water. Oh, I say, oh, water, heal me. What is the answer coming, students? What is the mass of the object?
588 joule.
Mass of object M is equal to 10 kg. What is the height? H, 6 meters, student. This is the object, ground, and it is lifted to a height, how much? A to B, 6 meters. What is the value of G given, students?
9.8 meter per second.
Then what is the energy, potential energy, students, here?
mg.
Or work done? mg h.
Yes, sir.
10 kg, g 9.8 meter per second square. What is h?
6.
So what is the potential energy, student?
588 joule.
588 kilogram meter square second inverse. 588 joule. All right. So when an object is lifted at a height of 6 meters, the mass is 10 kilogram. 10 kilogram, how much energy it has stored 588 joule, and it can do that work, student, when it will fall down. Another top question is on the screen, students. An object of mass 12 kg is at a certain height above the ground. If potential energy is 480 joules, find the height at which the object is with respect to the ground, students. Got 2 minutes to answer the question, students.
Sir, height is 4 meter.
An object, mass of the object is, student, mass of object, how much? 12 kg at a certain height. Let height h meter, students. Potential energy is how much? 480 joules, student. The value of G is 10 meter per second. Then what is the formula? Potential energy is equal to M into G into H. Then height is potential energy divided by M into G, student. What is the value of potential energy? 480 joules divided by what is mass? 12 kg. And what is the value of G? 9.8 meter per second square. So what will we get?
The
Students,
value of G is given as 10 meter per second square.
10. Okay, let us use 10 then. 10. 4, 12 for the 10 for the. So how much it is coming? 4 meter.
Yes, sir.
So what do we say? Object is at a height of 4 meter. Mass 12 kg. Then what is the height? 4 meter. Therefore, you can see that how we solve the questions on. There are mainly two types of energies which we are talking: kinetic energy and potential energy. Kinetic energy was energy due to by virtue of the motion. Potential energy is by virtue of the position, change in configuration of the body. Gravitational potential energy work has to be done. Now we have seen, student, mainly two types of energies we are talking here, and we earlier gave you many other forms of the energy also. So you are saying objects have got kinetic energy. Then you are saying objects have got potential energy. And all other forms of energy can be put into these categories. Now, the question is, are various forms of energy interconvertible? Can we convert one form of the energy into another? What do you think? Can we convert?
Yes, sir.
Yes, energies are interconvertible. Are interconvertible. This is the most important thing about energy. Interconvertible, student. Electricity is coming to your home and you are using electronic appliances. Tube light is on, fan is on. How? You are converting electrical energy into light energy. You are converting electrical energy into mechanical energy. An object, a ball is at a height, it falls, it starts moving. So potential energy, you are converting into kinetic energy. Therefore, we know already, students, that these different forms of energies are interconvertible. There is some energy stored in the objects. And interconversion is possible. That's how the life is possible. They are interconvertible. Let us see some more examples when we say, how do green plants produce food, students? What is happening in green plants? You are aware of the process by which they are called autotrophic
Yes, sir.
self-production. What process is there? Photosynthesis.
Yes, sir.
They are producing their food by photosynthesis. What is happening in photosynthesis, students? They are absorbing sunlight, chlorophyll is there, carbon dioxide, water, and what is happening then? Chemical reactions are taking place, and the energy gets stored in the leaves. You know, that cellulose is formed. So there is a conversion of one form of energy into another. So where do they get energy from? Why does the air move from one place to another, student? What happens? You have seen winds blowing, you have seen air, higher pressure to lower pressure, you have seen the winds are blowing. You have coal, you burn the coal, and what happens? You get heat energy. Where the energy is coming from coal, there is energy stored inside the coal, student. What about these petroleum products? You know, petrol is the liquid which is put into your car, student. What is it happening? It is ignited, and then the car is running. The chemical energy is produced, chemical reaction, and then mechanical energy. So what kind of energy conversion sustains the water cycle? You have seen there is a water cycle, student. Water evaporates from the sea, goes, and then condenses back in the form of rains. All these activities, students, are important, and you see that most important thing what we are trying to say, that it is possible to convert one form of energy into another. Energies are interconvertible, most important thing. The one form of energy can be converted into another form of energy. That's what we are saying. That all these energies are interconvertible. So we can convert one form of energy into another form of energy. Many human activities and gadgets we involve conversion of energy from one form to another. Make a list of such activities and gadgets. Identify activity, gadget, and kind of. These are some of the activities you can do, student. Can you give me at least one or two examples of what we are talking about? Whatever human activities you are doing at home, any energy conversions you are aware of? We just told you what is electrical energy is coming. What is it converted into? What type of gadgets you are using at home? You are getting converted into light energy.
Yes, sir.
Then you can use it for what other purpose? Heat energy, heating effect of the current. So many things you are doing. Mechanical. All so many conversions you are doing. Your washing machine, all those grinders, mixers, so many things are running, student. So different type of energy conversions do take place. You are aware of it. What we want to prove, student, something very important is coming now. Law of conservation of energy. This is a great importance, very, very important point. Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, student, but it can be converted from one form into another. It can be transformed. What we are saying, the total energy is conserved, students. Neither it can be created nor it can be destroyed, but energy can be transformed, student. can be transformed, student. ठीक है? From one form to another form. That is what you are using in everyday life. And you are doing it. Total energy before and after the transformation remain the same. One object loses energy, other gains. Total energy will remain conserved if we add up all these in all the situations.
Yes, sir.
An object may be dissipating energy in light, heat, and some other forms also. But if we add all this, the total energy will be conserved. See, water behind the dam has potential energy because of its position. You can see here potential energy student. Potential energy, what we see, potential energy student here. And as the water from the dam is falling, what is happening? It is getting converted into kinetic energy, and there is a turbine. As that turbine moves, you generate electricity. So potential energy, as it starts in motion, you get kinetic energy, and then you have a turbine student. That what is happening, the mechanical energy starts moving, and then you are generating electricity. So the dams, you have a dam in your country, what they are doing, they are producing electricity. So how they are doing all these students? The water will flow, student. Potential energy is converted into kinetic energy. Potential energy is converted into kinetic energy of the, it terms turbines within a dam, and then dam becomes sources of the electricity. Yeah, what about Bhakra Dam? Which dam is there? Which is supplying the electrical energy to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So interesting, we can convert one form of the energy into another. What is this, student? You have seen a pendulum.
Yes, sir.
What is happening in this pendulum, student? It is swinging here. What do you found, student? When it comes here, it goes like this. And as it changes its position from this ground to here, it has maximum potential energy. And we are saying it stops. When it stops, it starts going back. Then what happens? It has kinetic energy. So highest point of swing comes back. The kinetic energy keeps on converting into potential energy. Potential energy keeps on converting into kinetic energy. And in between, the object can have both kinetic energy and potential energy. But total energy remains same, is conserved. What is total energy? Is the sum of the potential energy plus kinetic energy. Total energy, the sum of the potential and kinetic energy. There could be conversion of some. If some amount of potential energy decreases, then it will appear in the form of kinetic energy. So whatever is lost in one energy appears in the gain of the other type of energies, but the sum of that two will remain the same. Sum of the two will remain the same, student. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Consider a simple example, student. Let an object of mass m be made to fall freely from a height h. At start, the potential energy is mgh. Supposing, student, here is an object. This is my ground. So when the object is at height, this is my position A, this is my position B. Add V, students, what happens? The object has which energy? It is at rest. Velocity is 0. So it has got potential energy. It has got potential energy, students. And what is the kinetic energy at this point when it is at rest? 0 at point B. So this, what is the value of this potential energy then at B? mgh. Kinetic energy you are saying is 0. What at point B? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
What will happen, student? As it falls, the potential energy will change into as it falls. As it falls, what will happen? The potential when the object falls, students, potential energy will change into kinetic energy. So if the velocity of the object at a given instant, initial velocity, you are saying u0, but what will happen as it moves velocity at some point, velocity supposing v, then at that point, what will be the kinetic energy at an instant? At instant when the velocity is v, what will be the kinetic energy? Half mv square. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So now the potential energy is decreasing and that is getting converted into kinetic energy. So in between, what happens if you take any other point at this point? What happens, student? Let me say this is height h1. So at this point, the object will have a potential energy mgh1. Let me take this point C. So at C, student, what is the potential energy? mgh1. And kinetic energy at C, if v is the velocity at that point of the object, then what is that? Half mv square. Now, at point C, the object has got two energies. What is the total energy at C? That will be equal to sum of the potential energy plus half mv square. This total energy is the same as mgh. This will also be equal to mgh. What we are trying to say, total energy is conserved. And we can find at any point kinetic energy as well as potential energy if you know what is the velocity at that point and what is the height. But the total energy will be conserved. But potential energy can be converted into kinetic and kinetic can be converted into potential. When it reaches the ground, height becomes 0 and velocity will be highest. At the ground, what will happen? This is my ground. Height is 0. Potential energy is 0 here.
Yes, sir.
And what will happen? All this potential energy gets converted into kinetic energy. So velocity will be maximum here because all the kinetic energy mgh will become equal to half mv square, final velocity. Therefore, student, interesting and important what we talk, law of conservation of energy says energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, but it can be converted from one form to another. So I can say that potential energy plus kinetic energy is a constant, student. For any object, it has two types of energy: kinetic due to motion, potential due to position. Sum of the two will be constant. Formula is mgh plus, this is a constant, and the sum of the kinetic and potential energy of an object is called total mechanical energy. So we are giving a new term, total mechanical energy. So what is total mechanical energy, student? Total mechanical energy is always going to be constant, but potential energy decreases, kinetic energy increases, or potential energy increases, kinetic energy decreases, kinetic energy increases, potential energy decreases, potential energy becomes 0, that's converted into kinetic energy. But the total mechanical energy is always going to be constant. And what is that called? Total mechanical energy is nothing but sum of the potential energy plus
Kinetic energy.
Kinetic energy. So any term we are giving to you, that is what we call as mechanical energy, which is the sum of the kinetic and potential energy. So there is a continuous transformation of gravitational potential energy into kinetic energy, but the sum of the two will always be same. Therefore, this is what we talk of mechanical energy and law of conservation of energy. I hope the things are clear, students. Then we will continue more about this in the next class. Bye bye, and I'll see you in the next class.
Thank you, sir.